Hi, and welcome back to the channel. This is going to be the weekly reading for the week of July 30th to August 5th, 2023. Happy Lammas, or Lunasa, by the way, to everybody who celebrates. So for now, we're just going to pull 4 cards and some oracles to see what the energies have for the week ahead. I'm just going to connect to my team, my guides, and my spirits, and see what they have to say for the collective. This is a collective reading and general reading, not a one-to-one reading. If you'd like to book a one-to-one reading, there will be links down below. But for right now, let's just see what the energies have for the week of July 30th to August 5th. 4 cards, please. Alright. I'm going to pull all the cards, and then we'll connect to the reading, and then we'll get going. For those of you curious, I will link the decks that are being used in the description down below as well, if you'd like more information about those. Let's pull them, and let's pull 2 oracle cards as well. I can already kind of see a theme showing up. Well, let's just get everybody out, and we'll go from there. Okay. Alright, so this is how it goes. We've got 4 cards up in the top and 2 oracles down here. There's a little bit of a clarification. We have the 6 of Cups, the Chariot, the 7 of Swords, and the 3 of Pentacles. This is a 4-card spread, and how I like to read these is the first card is going to be your energy. The second card is the known or the consciousness of the situation. The third card is what's unknown or in the unconscious position. And our final card is the outcome. Okay, so let's see here. We have in our beginning position the 6 of Cups. This is a card of nostalgia, of things coming from the past, of childhood energies. It also does relate to children as well, but this is definitely a very nostalgic, very emotional, very watery card. The Chariot we have in our known position is all about moving forward in a direction. Normally they have the Chariot going in one direct movement forward. This deck kind of has a little bit more of a confusion energy to it, like, do we go this way or do we go that? The next card, the 7 of Swords, is somebody, it could be seen, this card is usually seen as a pretty negative card. It can be. I like reading this one more of cleverness or smart, or it can be sneaky, it can be lies, it can be deception, but this person is moving strategically and carefully. You know, the question is, are they breaking in or are they sneaking out? You know, it depends on your perception. The last card in the deck is the 3 of Pentacles, and that's all teamwork, that's all collaboration. So if we put them all together for the week of July 30th, okay, so our energy, let's start at the very, very beginning. Our energy starting for this week is a very nostalgic energy, a very watery energy, a very emotional energy. And you know, that makes sense with Venus just recently going into retrograde. By the time this reading goes up, Venus will be in retrograde. And that's all about matters of the heart, right? Venus rules the matters of the heart and of emotion and of pleasure and of desire. And so it just makes sense that being in the times that we're going through, you know, like this week, it's going to be emotional, it's going to be nostalgic even. It doesn't necessarily mean emotional as in like bad or rough or like stressful. It could be very sweet, it could be very positive, it could be very like remember the past type of energies. But the overall arc for this week is very something emotional, very something nostalgic. It could even relate to children as well. So now, moving on to the known energy for this week, this is the Chariot position. So this again kind of backs up the water motif. The Chariot is ruled by Cancer, so it's number 7 in the deck. But it's, again, Cancer. It's water. Cancer's ruling sign is the moon, so this all goes back into emotion, into direction. The known for this energy is, how do we move forward, right? We have this energy of nostalgia, or maybe even rose-tinted glasses. And again, back with that Venus retrograde, it's having us look backwards at something. How are we going to move forward based on what we know now of the past? What things are coming up from us from the past? What is Lady Venus trying to show us? And for each person, it'll be slightly different. Now, there's a collective theme, right, for everybody. With Venus retrograde, I'm sure there'll be like a collective theme of, Venusian things, of art and beauty and food and luxury and pleasure and love. But for each person specifically, if you go and put in your details in your chart, you will need your birth time for this. And I'll link something down below so you can actually put your stuff into like a free chart generator. You can see what house Venus is in for you, and that will color it a little bit more depending on what house Venus is in. As a side note, for those that don't care about astrology, hang in, I'm almost done. You put your information in, and it'll say, so let's say Venus is in your 6th house of work and health. So that'll clarify things a little bit more for you. Yes, you'll have the traditional Venusian themes, but then you'll get the added personality or specifications of the 6th house, of maybe Venus is having you relook at health or relook at work. Retrogrades are all about looking backwards to see what wasn't working or what needs retooling, and then moving forward. Okay, astrology stuff done. Moving on. This plays very well into our next card. Our next card being the 7 of Swords. This is our strategy card, guys. Remember, so I like to have the middle 2 cards when they're not on a stand, all in equal playing field. I like having the middle 2 cards connected, and one highly above the other and one slightly lower, because remember, I said that this one is the conscious and this one is the subconscious. They work together, almost kind of as one card, where one is the higher world and one is the lower world. One is what we can see and know, and one is what we can't see but we can feel. So playing off of this, right, this is our strategy card. This person is sneaking through with 7 swords. Are they stealing them, or are they bringing them in? Again, it depends on your perspective, but I believe with this reading here, this person is looking for a better way, right? This person is being strategic and being quiet and trying not to be noticed. And, and with, we'll get to this down here below, but I believe with the Oracle card here as well, the message for this week, the Spirit, I think, is trying to tell us, the team and guides, is that we need to lay low, right? The unseen, the lower vibes, the undercurrents of the week is laying low and being strategic. Be very careful. I'm not saying like you need to be paranoid or anything. I don't see anything like that. But we're going to have information come from our past. We're going to have a relook. We're going to be taking that data that Venus gives us, and we're going to be planning how do we go with the future. That's our very outward, expressive, known information, right, with the Chariot. How do we take this and move forward with a plan? And then with the undercurrents is the strategy. What people won't see, or what you won't outwardly be able to see, is the planning, is the strategy. You see the action, but you might not see the planning. You got to be quiet, you got to be reserved, you have to analyze, you have to think, you have to look. And especially with the Mercury retrograde coming up, it's not this week, but with that coming up, the details are even more important. But yeah, so now we pair all of those 3 together and we put it with our outcome card. So the outcome for this week is one of collaboration. It is one of planning. It is one of working together. So you could have a gathering of people come together. You know, it could be 3, you know, in that card, or more, or less. You know, it could be 2 of you. It could even just be you by yourself. You, me, myself, and I. You know, that's a gathering. And come together and rehash things from the past, or bring up old stories, or look and see patterns, and plan forward with that, and strategize with that, and work together. Yes, laying low doesn't necessarily mean you have to go into hermit mode, right? You can still gather together and lay low. This just means not making any outward actions or outward plans or being loud or boisterous about anything. Like, don't go telling the world about your plans this week, but make those plans this week. Work together with people, bounce ideas off, but we're in the planning stages, right? We're in the planning stages. So let's get to our clarifier cards here. We have down here an oracle card, hibernation and regeneration. And this is why I was saying that we need to ground this week. We need to lay low this week. We need to plan this week. We need to look backwards and rest, recharge the batteries. Last week was an absolute doozy. We had the node shift, we had the sun change signs, we had a Saturn-Mars square, we had some Pluto movement, we had a little bit of Mercury movement, I believe, as well. Last week was absolutely insane. So any normal person will need to charge, will need to rest, right? And that's what I was saying, just lay low. Just lay low. Venus is in retrograde. Allow whatever messages she has to bring to you, come to you. Strategize, plan, think, recharge, and next week we'll move forward, right? Get that plan to move forward with the Chariot, but don't necessarily take any unperceived actions. Like, weigh up all your options before you make any moves. And then we have triple spiral, learning divine wisdom and joyfully learning life's lessons. Now that is perfect for the Venus retrograde. There's a theme here, guys. I don't know how many times I want to repeat myself because you guys just heard me say it like 5 times, but learning divine wisdom, right? Lady Venus, the stars, the universe, the guides, spirit, source, whatever you want to call it, has a message. And again, triple spiral, right? 3 of Pentacles, triple spiral, 3s, you know, even, hey, maybe even for those of you that are into numerology, look up your life path. If it's a number 3 or 3 has any meaning to you, you know, this definitely could be speaking out to you. But take the message of the universe, lay low, rest and recharge your batteries. I can't tell you how important that is, because this Mercury retrograde coming up, they're all difficult, but this one specifically might be a little bit more rough for some of us, especially those of you that have Sag risings. Just pay attention to what comes up. Venus is now in retrograde. Things have just shifted on the astrological stage so much. We just went through some of the biggest astrology we'll have all year. So I can't stress enough, please rest this week. I mean, obviously, if you have things that are coming up, you can't not go to work. You can't not do things, but don't take on anything extra. It's relatively quiet this week other than for the Venus retrograde, so please rest, plan, reminisce, enjoy family, enjoy Venusian things, enjoy food and art and pleasure and love, and just recharge yourselves. You know, in a world that's very crazy, we need to charge. So there's your message. That's for the week of July 30th to August 5th. Again, happy Lammas or Lunasa to those that celebrate. I plan to have a reading for Lunasa go up on August 1st. It will just be a quick look at a message from Spirit for that season. So look forward to that. You know, that will go from effective from Lammas to Mabon, right? That's my seasonal readings. So that'll go up on the 1st. Look forward to that. If you liked the video or resonated with it at all, please like and subscribe. And again, all the cards that I used in this this reading, these decks will be linked down below, as well as where you can find me on social media. And if you would like to book a personal reading, that'll be down in the description as well. So thank you once again for coming to the channel. Have a good week. Good luck out there. All right, we'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.